Hey guys, how you doing? This is Manga, etc. and I'm here today to bring a review for Tenmaku Cinema Manga Chapter 4. So within this chapter, we dive right into literally the troubles of being a small fish. Like, just when you don't have that, I don't want to say political, but when you don't have that kind of, basically when you don't have money. Basically what does when you don't have money, but literally like this chapter is just letting us know like, yo, we knew this already, but it puts further emphasis on the fact that making a movie is not as easy, it's not as cut and dry as you think. And within this chapter we go down the route of, yeah, you may know the places in your head where this should be shot, but realistically, can that be done? This is the route we're taking on within this chapter, where we have Hajime and Tenmaku going to these different locations and realizing, yes, this is where he wanted them to be filmed, but realistically, can they be filmed in this location? So this chapter is really about looking for different locations and possibly reworking them if need be. And within all of this, the first thing I want to talk about, as I stop and pause and take a second about, because I brought up in my first chapter review, is will this be a series where only Hajime is the one that knows about Tenmaku being there, or will, as the series go on, other people start to get an inkling to his presence or something like that. Today within this chapter, the second, because it wasn't a person, we have a second interaction with Tenmaku, and these are with dogs. So there's two dogs, they start barking, just basically hinting towards like, yo, like Tenmaku, like, we know you there, you there kind of thing. And this didn't take me by surprise, because I'm pretty sure there's like a superstition or folklore or just something like that about how dogs can sense spirits. I'm pretty sure there's something like that. So that didn't take me by surprise, but it did start making me thinking like, cool, is at some point down the line are other people going to be wary of Tenmaku's presence? So as the chapter goes on, and like I said before previously, it's really about just finding location. So at that kind of if you look at it at that kind of face value, it was not the best chapter of Tenmaku Cinema so far, I would say. But however, you do get more emphasis into Hajime, more importantly, but Tenmaku as well, which I did like. And now previously I have stated that we are going to go down the route of Hajime and his crew making many multiple movies until he becomes worthy in Tenmaku's eyes to make the Fang. And now I feel like Hajime has taken a first step to improving his director skills, even though he hasn't even done a movie yet. And now the reason why I say this is because up until now, we know he's the movie buff, we know he's the movie enthusiastic, we know he can, at least in my opinion, follow creative vision. And you see him doing this by just envisioning the script that the show has laid out for him. But I would say within this chapter, he has started to create his own artistic vision, and we see that through when he's looking for locations and they come across this bridge, and he changes a scene within the movie where he adds rain. That is his first own individual input into something. So I feel like this is a step forward to him becoming a director, which would be worthy of making the Fang. We also do learn, not as interesting, but we do learn a bit about Tenmaku, where we flash back to when he was working with this director and a similar thing happened to what happened in real life. And now what this says to me is that how when it comes to his movies, Tenmaku's basically really set in his ways, and he only ever really lets people that inspire him make changes to his movies. At least that's the way I perceived it. So there's that. We learn that the relationship between Tenmaku and Hajime is growing. It has started off with, that Tenmaku like, no, you're doing this kind of thing, and if you don't do it, I'm gonna kill you kind of thing. But I feel like as we go on, there will be a respect and a growth of friendship there. That's what I'm thinking. So by the end of the chapter, we have them still looking for locations, and that's not something that's resolved in this chapter, but we do go down the route of how uh, they're looking for a location. They're looking for a location for the beach, for the shore, and we basically end off the chapter with Kurai, I think her name is. I think that's it. Kurai. I think that's her acting name actually. Or was it her real name? Anyway, she's somehow free. Don't know how that's possible because being a big actor should have security on you 24/7, in my personal opinion. But yeah, she's free to help look for this beach. And now a thought came to me as I was reading this, as I came to the end of this chapter, and the thought that how as things go on, maybe it becomes easier for them to film films. And basically what I was thinking is on something on the lines of how, imagine for example they needed a scene in a zoo, but they didn't want no other people around kind of thing, where I don't know, somewhere down the line to do a favor or help out someone who works in the zoo, and that like they kind of get ties through there, like because they did a favor later on down the line, they do the favor, let them use the zoo after hours when really they shouldn't have, kind of thing. That's I kind of feel like that's something that was going to happen throughout the series. Favors would be done in exchange for uh other favors later on down the line, still which help them out. That's the kind of something I feel that could happen within the series as it goes along. So yeah, that's everything I got to say about this chapter. For enjoyment value only, I'm only giving it a 2-star rating. And like always, guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please go to my YouTube channel. But most importantly, take care. Have a nice day.